So Shayma, what's the first thing you want to like tackle? Because I know like every day
A
you
lot
probably
of
think about this
stuff.
stuff and you're just like, yo, I need to nail this down. And I can give some more clarity. Because I think when we have these conversations, I think I get the impression, I could be wrong, but I get the impression that you feel that you have to, that I'm not that I'm asking to do this, but you feel like what I'm expressing is a different belief. And I'm trying to convey that
Yes,
it's not a belief, is what I'm
I
speaking of.
know. The thing is that I know that we're all talking about the same thing, but I know I'm seeing it separate. But I know that I cannot force myself to see it one. It's a
Yeah,
process, and
and I want to
I
let you know
cannot.
that I don't think you can force yourself to do that. I don't think anyone can. You can't
The,
force
the
yourself
more the
to
more
take
I
on a
force
different.
myself to understand faster, the more I'll be there, and the more it will just persist, and that resistance it will persist. But I cannot help to not think about it.
Yeah, I get that because that's the type of because of your personality trait. You're the type of person who's curious. You want to know the truth. There's things that you want to discover. That it's totally understandable. But what
It's
I'm trying to,
fear.
but,
It's fear as well. It's not
well, is
only.
fear is the hindrance that may hold you back from exploring. So that makes sense based on superego. Based on when I say the superego in this context, I mean the people who and the environment that influences you. Right? There's a reason
Right.
why we are the way we are, because if we act differently, we won't be accepted by our group, and we need to be
Right.
accepted by a group to survive. So
No,
we
no, no,
act.
I'm not accepted by my group, and I'm still surviving. How?
Well, you are on some ways. Maybe some ways you're not going by the group, and in other ways you are, though. Right? You speak their language. I'm
Yes.
sure you dress the same fashion as most of the people within your social circle. Um,
Yeah.
I think you trim your. I think you wax or trim your eyebrows and all that.
Nah.
No, you've done
No,
something.
no, no, no. I'm not sure.
Is it
I'm
makeup?
not sure.
Okay, so we
What?
forget
What?
about that. I'm just looking
What?
based on what I'm
Where?
seeing.
Where?
I'm just
No,
looking
no. I
at
don't
I'm just
forget.
looking at all the
Where?
alterations. No, come on. You just like any other girl. You all like trim your eyebrow or wax your eyebrow. You do it. Come
No,
on.
no. We
That
do.
is not
No, no. I
natural
do that.
growth.
No, 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 no. No, it's natural. Like no, no. Yo, yo,
Women
yo, yo,
always say that
yo,
shit. You know.
yo,
Did I just expose
yo.
you? I know that you went through shit. She's like, shush, shush. No, no, no. I'm not talking about that
We're
thing.
not.
I'm not
We're
talking about that thing that you brought up weeks ago. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about
Shoot her in the eyebrows.
almost
That's what
women
all of us.
their eyebrows.
my dream is to have thicker eyebrows. I don't accept those, and I'm
Come
naturally.
on. You're
I'm
trying to tell.
naturally.
Come on. You got those done. Like, you cannot tell me.
I'm born with those done. I
No one's born with those.
I'm born with those done. I always envy people who have like them thick
You're trying to
eyebrows
tell
and
me
and
right now
lip.
as we speak that's natural. I'm
What
not.
is
I'm saying it
natural?
looks good. I'm just saying. I'm saying
The eyebrows are natural.
other girls get that style. That's all I'm
This
saying.
is this is the 60, 70, 80 style. This is
Okay.
my mom's and my grandma's style. This
So
is
you're trying
not
to tell
my
me you're the only
2021.
person in Morocco that's doing that style.
What style? It's natural. Jeez,
All of
it's
his net.
natural.
Come on, really? Okay, you know
I
what?
swear to
Okay, it's
God.
natural. I'll pick on
It's
something else. It's
natural.
natural.
The,
I
the,
feel
the,
you.
the mustache, the mustache though, I have it thicker than
Well,
my brother.
I didn't mention no mustache. What you had to? How come you have to go there?
I had to go there
I didn't mention the
you're
mustache.
asking questions
Okay,
you're
let's
asking.
go with the you brought it up. Let's go with the mustache. I didn't know you had one. All right.
I
Except for the baby
have it,
picture
and
that
I was
you
bullied,
showed weeks
and
ago.
I was
I didn't know
bullied,
you
and I
had
was
one.
bullied all my,
No,
and I
no, no.
was
People
bullied
don't
all my
have to know
childhood
any of
because
that.
of it.
People
They were calling me Shayma mustache, like for
no, I
me
understand. I
calling me.
understand. But that's not where I'm going. I'm not trying to pick on that. I don't want. That's not the point I'm trying to
You
make.
you you are.
No, 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 no. The
You
point.
are.
No, that's
Yes.
not the point I'm trying to make.
Yes.
I would do that to
Yes.
Nathan. I wouldn't do that to you. Trust me.
Get
That's
him.
not the point I'm trying to make.
Shut up.
Okay, but you are wearing lipstick, right?
Mm, mm.
That's not
Yeah,
lipstick you're wearing? You are wearing
yeah,
lipstick. Okay,
yeah.
so you're wearing lipstick. Other
It's
people wear
not even
lipstick
a
too.
lipstick. It's a yeah, why? Yeah.
Well, other people do it though, right? Other
Is it
people in
lip balm?
Morocco do the same thing. Lip balm. lipstick, whatever it is, right?
Lip balm.
Right. So you're following some of the rules and whatever that happens.
Yeah, I get you. I'm just playing. I get you. Like I need to follow certain things, otherwise I can't survive.
Right. That's the truth for all of us.
Yeah.
Right. The most enlightened being is not dropping absolutely everything to be whatever. There's certain things that person's still following. Right. Whether it's language, whatever it is, people are following certain things that is part of the norm. Right. So we have to do these things to survive. Right. But what I'm talking about here, what I'm talking about here, I'm not talking about people changing their traditional beliefs for what I'm speaking about. What I'm saying is what I'm speaking about happens when you have an awakening. So it's not like you have to put the effort and try to make the change to change a belief. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when a person has a spiritual awakening, that changes.
What changes exactly?
The way how you view the world, the way how you view life, the way how you view philosophy, the way how
but
you.
it literally is changing on a daily. How I view the world. Like for some days, I have like more compassion to the people around me. How their challenges, how their trauma is more fucked up than mine and shit.
Yes,
and the other days I'm just fucking angry. The other days I'm just fucking angry.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with spiritual enlightenment. Is what I'm saying. These are things that the relative mind is trying to change because it's trying to be a more evolved mind. It's trying to be a better person. It's trying to be a better individual. It's trying to be more compassionate. All those things, and these are good things. But that's not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about in the moment of enlightenment, something drops and something becomes more apparent. Right. So I didn't try to force myself day by day or whatever to make a change in my belief. No. Right. I come from a Christian background. I've always had a Christian background. The moment of a spiritual awakening, that dropped. You hear what I'm saying, Shayma? That thing changes at the moment when a person has a deep spiritual awakening. That changes. So you're not changing it for a belief. You're changing it for what's actually reality, at least from the standpoint of how you're seeing it. Yeah. So I'm not out here to get people to change their beliefs because I can't do that. Even if you change your belief and believe what I'm saying, that's still not it. Right? A person actually has to have an awakening, or even if it's a gradual awakening, because not all awakenings are sudden. Some awakenings are gradual. But when a person has
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's not necessary. It doesn't have to be like, it's really, there is trillion kind of ways of awakenings. Like I literally see.
Well, there isn't trillion ways of awakenings, but there are a trillion ways for it to be expressed.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's either gradual or it's subtle or it's sudden or it's both. So from that standpoint, there's only three ways. But how it can express itself?
I don't believe in a sudden enlightenment. I don't believe in a sudden.
Just because you don't believe in sudden enlightenment doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I've experienced it. I know it exists. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
That's why I'm so interested in your story, and
yeah.
And that's why, like, it's just something that really is really appealing, because I never believed that it just happens like that in a sudden way. Like I'll experience all this.
Well, that's not what I mean though. That's not what I mean though. That does happen. That does happen to people, but it's not what I'm saying happened to me. I meditated for many years.
It would be so.
I meditated for many years before that happened. So it was a gradual thing, and then one day a sudden thing took place.
It's not only the meditation, but I think it's how bad you wanted to know the truth, how bad every day your intention, how you intended every day on a daily what you were doing. It will come.
Yes, there's that belief too, but the other belief is it doesn't matter how much you meditate, it doesn't matter how much you want it. None of that stuff really matters, because
there is people that I'm seeing.
Well, you got to remember, you're talking from the standpoint of in time. You're speaking within time. So as you're saying all this is happening within linear time. When a person has an experience outside of time, none of the things that we're saying would really matter, because if it's happening outside of time, it doesn't matter how long you meditate. It doesn't matter how much you press for it. It doesn't matter. None of those things matter, because the realization happens outside of time. When you have the realization outside of time, you realize in that moment that nothing you did got you to that moment. Everything that you're doing that gets you to the moment is the story that you're making up.
This how to like the tradition, is it the tradition of like this modern spirituality of today that people are seeing, like yes, I need to take the psychedelics, and I need to take these herbs, and I need to meet with these gurus, and I need to take these lessons, and I need to do that and this and that for me to get to obtain that enlightenment, right? For me, I had a religious background, and I kind of was forced to it by the society, of course, and my parents, but subconsciously it was not like forcing me. It was, I don't know how to explain that anyways.
I get
but
it. I get it.
You get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I loved it. I don't know how to just be clear on that. I somehow was feeling peace when I was, I was feeling like kind of, I don't know. I loved it. So I felt that I was already like how to spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I always had the intention of meeting and talking with the Almighty when I was praying. I was not just distracted and doing like everybody else. I was crying when I was praying as a kid.
That's the case with a lot of religious people.
I did not understand. Well,
a lot of religious people have those moments, those emotional moments with the divine, as they try to.
Why in religion they call it emotional moments, and in enlightenment they call it like the obtaining of I don't know what. And
enlightenment is totally different than an emotional moment, though. Totally different. They don't even compare. Enlightenment is beyond emotion and beyond feeling and desire and all the five senses, all of that. Because at the moment of enlightenment, you're not human. You've never been born. You'll never die. The human being is just the character that God's playing. So none of that matters in that moment. So what we're talking about in terms of a person getting emotional and having an emotional, deep experience with the divine is part of the story. Right? The story is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the thing beyond the story. I'm talking about the thing that's having all the stories simultaneously in the moment, realizing that you are the divine. Say it again.
If I didn't have that emotional, that you call it emotional connection with the divine, I can never reach that state of the enlightenment you're talking about.
Well, that's not really true. But that could be true for you within your story. Because here's the thing. The reason why God had these stories, because it makes it more interesting. It's kind of like if Nathan was telling jokes, right? I say if he was telling jokes. That's a shot on you, Nathan. No, I know. He gives me the middle finger. No, if Nathan's telling a joke, right? Nathan can't just tell the punchline. If he told the punchline doesn't make sense. He has to give a setup. So he has to give you the setup of what the joke's about or whatever the situation's about so that he can make it funny, right? Enlightenment doesn't make any sense if there's no story attached to it. Because everything God is already that. So by having a story,
are you by this are you telling me that the gurus that obtain enlightenment did completely let go of their whole story, and they are just like not in this 3D world, like
every person, every single person right now, there's probably about 43,000 people who have experienced this out of 8 billion people. Right,
and those people are still living in the body.
They're still they're still in the story. But in the moment of enlightenment, the moment of Satori, in that moment, that goes away. The person's still in the body and everything like that, but the person's having a realization that there is no body, and there is no planet, there is no universe, and the opposite is also true. Right, in the moment of enlightenment, so the body and all that stuff, none of that matters. But for the individual to come back and say, "Oh my gosh, I had an enlightenment experience," he still has to be, or she has to be an individual that grew up in the Muslim religion or the Christian religion or the Jewish religion, grew up to be a teenager, and at some point the teenager just said, "I don't know, everything that my parents have told me doesn't seem to be exactly true. I need to go on my own and do my own investigation." This person starts going on their personal journey. Blah, 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 blah. They're sitting on the mountaintop or whatever. In my case, was in my own bedroom, right? And then, boom, they realize, oh my gosh, that whole story about Morgan being born into a Christian religion, who rebelled at age 16, ran away from home at 18, you know, banged a bunch of women throughout the way, whatever. I don't know. You're giving too much of a personal story here. Yeah, and then I don't know.
This is by a person.
Comedy,
this is by a person
I know, got too personal for a second.
Alignment.
This is where you say yada yada yada.
So,
I ran away from home. Yada yada
yada. Blah 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 blah. etc. That's what I should have said, right? And then says, you know what? None of this stuff fulfills me. I need to figure out what it is. And then you go on this other journey, and then at some point, when someone introduces you meditation and all this other stuff, and you meet a couple of gurus and yada yada yada, right? Because there's more banging in there somewhere.
But
and then and then one day you realize
I don't believe in gurus, though.
Well, we can discuss that too, whether gurus are real or not. We can have that discussion, right? But then you get to a point and you realize that all the stuff that you thought you were isn't really who you are.
Right.
And you realize in that moment that you are absolutely divine, that you are everything that's being manifested into this reality.
Absolutely divine, and you will never know who you are.
And you'll never know who you are?
But
I agree with you. I agree with you, depending on what you mean by that. I agree with you because you can never know who you are because there's nothing to know. Because knowing is who you are. Knowing is who you are. There's nothing for you to know because to know something, it's like that's an action. Here I am and I know something. So what I'm talking about. The person, the seeker, the person who found the truth and the knowing is one and the same. Knowing and not knowing is the same. And the person who's knowing and not knowing is exactly the same. There is nothing outside of that person that could know anything.
Exactly.
Light skin guys, I'm telling you. All looks, no substance.
So
you know what? I'm gonna be the greatest guru, and I'm gonna fucking do some shit. Okay, so
you're gonna give me bad darshan? You're gonna look at me with a cut eye? What are you gonna do? You're gonna kiss your teeth while you do it?
It's enlightenment. Just one of those.
That's funny. That's all good, Nathan. I don't expect you to rock here. You'll shine at some point. Don't worry.
Shut up. I'm shining right now. I'm shining. Always shining.
Yeah, but Shayma, you see where I'm going with this? Because you understand what I'm saying. You agree?
Yeah.
About what? About
I do, but I think the spiritual path will be dark at first, will be dark at the first maybe 20, 30 years. But after that, it should be peace, even on earth, even here, even with our mind. Not
you think you believe it'll be dark at first, and then that darkness goes away, and there's no more darkness?
It doesn't go away, no.
Okay, I agree with that. Yeah. Well, a lot of it goes away, but as you go deeper and deeper, especially into the psyche, more stuff can come up. That's why they call it the dark shadow.
Rise and rise and rise. And the thing that scares me is I don't know the exact right time that I have to accept those dark aspects of me. How time I can give this, for example, behavior, narcissistic behavior that I always criticize my parents for it. And right now I find that in me right now, and I'm not like, I need to accept this. For how long? For how long?
Are you saying that you need to accept that you're narcissistic?
Not narcissistic, maybe narcissistic traits. Some of them. I have them when I'm too pressured.
Well, but when I talk about accepting, that's not really what I mean. I'm not saying that we're supposed to be like, oh my gosh, you know what? I have these traits, these negative traits. I'm just going to keep them. It's not really what I'm saying.
No,
I'm just saying embracing them. I'm just saying embracing them when they come up to the surface. Embrace them, so that it can do what it needs to do, so that you can become whole. I'm not saying I'm accepting that I'm an asshole and I'm going to continue being an asshole. I'm saying no. When it comes to the surface,
I know what you're talking about.
So, okay. I have to say twice because sometimes I don't think Nathan understands what I'm talking about.
Look, we all have traits. We all have narcissistic. We all have like 3 narcissistic traits. Okay, so shut up. I know what you're talking about.
He just learned that in school the other day.
Shut up! I learned it from YouTube. Shut up.
You learned from YouTube. That's funny. See, I told you he was funny.
YouTube.
I know Shayma had her doubts, but I've been trying to tell you, Shayma, that guy's funny.
Damn it.
Yeah. So continue, Shayma. Yeah, continue. Nathan's got nothing good to say from this point on.
Just me laughing at my trauma 99% of the time. Is it so toxic though? It's really like I cannot feel passion towards myself anymore. It's like whenever I
No, explain that again.
anything,
There's something I'm missing here.
Whenever I remember anything like traumatic or dramatic that happened to me in the past, I laugh hysterically on my own, with people, with my siblings, whoever I am. I laugh hysterically.
You have a sense of humor. So why are you laughing? You have a sense of humor. Obviously, you're laughing at your because comedy humor is based on things going wrong, right? So you're looking at your past and you're laughing.
No, but I see like as you said, a lot of people who had humor as their passion, and it was like a big part of their personality. Like it's not they all, but like most of them, like they feel that they're repressing other emotions by being most of the time humorous, repressing.
That's what humor is for. It's there to suppress other emotions.
It's there to suppress, right? And I'm worried a little bit right now because it's been 3 years that I'm just laughing, like literally, like trauma, like
you laugh at trauma and all that stuff.
I laugh at trauma. And not any kind of trauma, like really serious kind of abuse, and we laugh.
Well, that could be dysfunctional. You laugh like at situations that happened in the past that were abusive, and you're laughing like, oh my gosh, I remember one time. Yeah, that could be dysfunctional. It doesn't mean it's not a good thing in regards to if that
I'm good. No, I'm good. Dysfunctional does not scare me anymore. Like how much I was labeled with different therapists, like if I'm a bipolar, if I'm a narcissistic, if I'm this, if I'm that. It doesn't scare me if I'm dysfunctional. I know that I'm here, I'm breathing. There's solutions to everything. That's it. Just But the thing is, I was sad about my trauma for all my life. I was ashamed that I was abused, ashamed that I was abused sexually as a kid, that I was truly ashamed, and I thought truly that I am the problem, and I was abused emotionally. I did not find out that I was abused emotionally till I was like, I don't know what.
Look, you're about to break out into laughter 26. Too.
Yeah, right now.
Well, see, okay, from that standpoint, that could be you blocking how you truly feel about past traumas.
Oh, trust me,
but that's a defense mechanism that you need for now.
Yeah. I think this is the only. It's the only that it can make me survive right now. If I cry any. I cannot. I cannot cry. I cannot feel. I cannot. It's a lot of pain. It just cannot. It literally, if I give to that pain, if I give to the pain right now, all of it, I'm scared I'll have a stroke or something. I'll be honest.
No, I feel you.
I'll be honest with you.
That's why if you're destined to awaken, that stuff may happen gradually, because it has to for your psyche. That makes sense. I don't think there's anything you need to worry about in regards to, if this thing happens, I'm doomed because I'm going to have a stroke because of all that pain and stuff that I'm holding back. An awakening can whatever. But you may have a series of purging before an awakening take place. Your body knows exactly what to do and how for you and how for you to get around that. I don't think you have much to worry about in that regard. Your body's only going to give you what you can handle. And I may have heard some horror stories, but at the end of the day, it's what they could handle. So as long as you're following the rules of a guru or a spiritual teacher who knows what they're talking about, they can get you along your way gradually so that you don't.
So it cannot be that much of a burden.
So you're not overburdened to some degree. Don't get me wrong, though. There's going to be some intense moments. If you decide to continue with this, there are some intense moments where you're going to feel like you can't go any further. But that is still your psyche able to handle the situation. What happens when you meditate? You raise your emotional and your mental threshold for pain. That's what happens. You raise, especially when you're using energy, you raise your emotional and mental and physical threshold for pain, so that when these things occur, you're able to handle them when they occur. Go ahead, Shayma. Sorry, Shayma or Shayma? Is it Shayma or Shayma?
Get her name right. God.
Shayma. Yeah, because I think we had this talk the first time we started talking in the summertime. Shayma. Because I say, is it Shayma?
It's Shayma in French, but like in Arabic, that is the sister of an Islamic messenger, of the Islamic messenger.
Question is, am I saying it right? I'm glad you gave me the whole update, but am I saying it right?
Yes, I know that is not your question, but I got to that.
You want to give it to me anyway. That's good. That's good. What does it mean again? It means.
It's not. It means how it is pronounced. It's in Arabic. It's Shayma.
Shayma.
Yeah.
Shayma.
She didn't tell me all this. Now she's embarrassing me on my own show. I didn't hear any of this before.
It's Shayma.
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 Changes everything.
Shayma means like the characteristic, like the sister of the messengers had brave, I don't know what, good characteristics. And Shiyam means in Arabic is like characteristics. Shiyam, like good characteristics, is Shiyam Tayyiba. So Shayma is from Shiyam. So it's something like that.
So am I allowed to call you Shayma or not?
Shayma. However you wanna, however it's
no.
There is some Indians.
People can't call me Morgan.
I swear.
You can't call me that. You gotta call me Morgan.
I don't mind. No, because Shayma is much better than Shaymay. There was some Indians and some Pakistani. They were calling me Shaymay, and I was just 20, 21. I was like getting too pissed at that. Like, what's Shaymay? I'm Shayma. Shaymay.
Shaymay.
And it's not like I was 1,000 times telling the men that is not how it's pronounced. It's Shayma. They were like, not Shaymay. It's with an E at the end, so it's Shaymay. What are you talking about?
So okay.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I just got confused. So is it Shayma?
Shayma?
Shayma? Shaymay? Shema?
Shema. Who got the key to my business?
Who am I? I just gave the opera version. Who am I?
Shema.
I know. So what do we call you? Shayma?
Shayma. Oh my God.
Shayma? That's what I've been calling you from the first place, right? Shayma.
Yeah, it was right.
We're good. Okay.
It was right. It was right.
Okay.
And I could just say it is right. I don't know why I had to do all that paragraph of,
Well, I got to, because you can't call me Morgan. I will not accept it. So I got to tell you, it's Morgan.
Morgan.
I don't mind.
I won't accept it.
I don't mind people, man.
Right? And Morgan means one who lives by the sea. That's what Morgan means.
What?
Morgan means one who lives by the sea. Wait, hold up a sec. Yeah.
And you never lived by
one
the
who
sea.
lives by the sea. That's what Morgan means.
In Jamaican.
No, not in Jamaica. Remember, I don't want to get into the whole slavery trait and all that stuff thing, but all our names are all, Irish and blah 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 blah, right? So I don't know how to get into this.
All right.
The trauma. This trauma. I'm feeling the trauma. I can only laugh right now.
Not at all.
As I'm in chains and shackles. Yeah, but yeah, there's no real Jamaican names. All the names are, well, there is the, I don't know, when people make up names, like our nicknames and stuff like that, but all our names are, especially our last names, are all a product of slavery. So my last name is Smith. But my last name is not really Smith. My last name is really Clark. Right. So the glory I get out of that is my grandfather took on the name Clark. He dropped the name Clark and took on the name Smith. So that's where I feel some power. So he just dropped the slavery name for another slavery name. But he didn't stick with the slavery name that he was forced with. He said, I don't want that shit. I want that slavery name. And that's power.
That's slavery, That's slavery of Canada.
Right? So originally I'm supposed to be a Clark, but by demand, I am a Smith.
I get it. And what do you like more, Clark or Smith? I think both are.
Well, I only just found out
other.
in the last 10 years that my last name is really Clark. All right, this is new information that I got like maybe more than a decade ago. All right, but my last name is really Smith. Which one I like better? Well, I'm accustomed to Smith, right? But to be honest with you, I want like a true African name, like first, middle, and last name, all African. That's funny. So, any other? What else? What else, Shayma?
I'm trying to just remember what I was talking about right now, and.
But your concerns are legitimate, though. Like, you're not the only one, of course, right? All I'm saying is no one has to change their beliefs. I'm just saying is when awakening takes place, that changes.
What are my beliefs? What are my beliefs? This is the thing, though. What are my beliefs? This is when I'm talking to you right now. When I'm talking to you, I'm telling you like, yeah, spirituality and that, and philosophy and this and that, and na. When I'm talking to a Muslim, like, yes, I believe in Allah. I'm religious. I believe that the last religion is the truth, and I believe that, and I truly believe that. So that is not adding up in my brain. It's like why and I'm not lying to you. When I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking that
I agree.
You have something beyond other people, but I do believe in religion, and I do believe, and I don't wanna just understand what the generations before me, how they took religion. I know they took it out of trauma. I know that I will take religion with I know that I will take religion with my trauma too, but mine is less intense. So I'm trying to see how you see it. It's really
well, I want people to know. I want people to know I'm not against religion. Every religion is correct from their standpoint. All right, so I'm not walking around saying that religions they're wrong.
I believe that's so. I believe that
they're right from their standpoint.
Every religion. Yes, I am with you, but that was not my point.
What's your point?
Ooh.
I know. I think it's like, ooh, she got you there. Maybe she did.
Come on.
What's your
come
point?
on. I mean it when I say that.
Some people hear that they think that I'm saying that the religion is wrong. I'm not saying that anyone's religion is wrong. I'm for all religions.
Yeah.
Religion is a stepping stone to what I'm talking about. It's just when people have a religion, though, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is the only person who had the direct experience. Okay, Islam is your background. That's your religion.
What?
Islam. Is that your religion?
Yes.
Islam? So, okay, so the only person who had a direct experience from that religion is Prophet Muhammad. Everybody else, when Prophet Muhammad, well, he's not the only one. I'm just saying the founder of that religion. You're right. He's not the only one. There's other people who had direct experiences throughout Islam. That's true. Because you also have the other books outside of the Quran that, depending on the type of Muslim you are, may consider it to be true text or not true text. There's arguments with that. So I don't jump into that because it's not my religion, so I don't jump into that. But there's arguments that these extra texts that came after the Quran didn't come from Allah, because they said that after the Quran, there's nothing more that's needed.
No. The text that you're talking about, are not Allah's words, are not God's words. God's words, what we believe, from our standpoint, is the Quran, only the Quran. And those books that you're talking about, that's Muhammad's words. That the worldly advice world. He's a human being, just like us. He had an awakening at that time. It was so to people. And
the question is, does all Muslims believe that? The what I'm hearing from some Muslims, like that's not the case for all Muslims.
What they say, I'm curious.
That the other books that came are still legit, whether it came from the word of God or not, it came from Allah or not. That those other books that came after are still legit.
I believe it. We believe that there is 3 books. The book for the I don't know the names in English. There's the Bible. We call it Torah and Injil. So for the Jewish people, there is a book. For the Christians, there was a book, and for the Muslims, there was a book. But they say that those 2 books before the last one, something's happened to it. But as the last Prophet Muhammad came, he brought the final, like how the final. Yeah. That's what we say. He brought the final thing, and that book could not be touched. The Quran could not be touched. I don't know what logic they explain that, but they say that the Quran will be forever protected, and those books before it was touched by the people of those messengers, because the people of the messengers before Muhammad, their people did not believe at them. Their people did not believe at Jesus as a messenger. Their people did not believe in Moses as a messenger.
Okay.
All the messengers before, they were somehow had like close-minded people who couldn't follow them, and all those messengers from Adam to the one before Muhammad are in the Quran. So they're basically all Muslims. So all they are human beings who've been enlightened somehow by the power of the true God, and that they wrote that. And I truly believe that those words in the Quran are by what we call God, are not by any human being, or just, I truly believe that with every cell, like literally. But
I'm not against that belief. The only thing I would add to that, I would say that it's human beings' interpretation of God's words. That's the difference.
Yes.
Right. So
and I don't like it. I like so few people who believe in Islam, to be honest with you. I like so few people who really been studying the human psyche, different fields, and literally giving their life to science and to understand and to try to unify that and understand what it is, what the source of it. You know, other people who are just thinking that they're privileged because they're born in the right thing. It kills me. I don't like it.
No, I feel you. But the point that I was trying to make, though, if I can go back a little bit, the point I was trying to make, that if Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, had a direct experience, right? I'm sure there's other people throughout Islam that had direct experiences, but I'm just going to go with Prophet Muhammad. So if he had a direct experience and he started preaching his direct experience of what was told to him by the angel when he was in the cave, right? Everyone else who heard it from Muhammad didn't follow Islam because of a direct experience. They followed Muhammad because they were influenced by Muhammad, or they were inspired by the words
by
what Muhammad was saying,
by
whatever it is. But they were inspired by what Muhammad said, and they adopted the religion, and that became their part of their lifestyle. What I'm trying to say is, every person who becomes enlightened, they did it through a direct experience. It wasn't taken from someone else. It wasn't inspired by someone else. It was a direct experience that individual had, like what Muhammad had.
But Muhammad did not think that he was a god. He thought that he was so special, so a loved species.
Right.
And
so I agree. You're right. Let's go with this. So if that's what Muhammad believed, right? What I'm saying is there are different levels to that enlightenment, right? In one of the other episodes, we talked about stages of development, right? We talked about stages of development. We talked about the egocentric, the ethnocentric, the world-centric, and the cosmocentric. When a person experiences enlightenment, right? Everyone could be experiencing the same thing, but they experience enlightenment from the stage of development that they're at. So if a person is at the egocentric stage, psychological stages I'm talking about, so their psychological mind is at stage 1, which is the egocentric stage. If they had an experience of enlightenment, they're experiencing enlightenment from the standpoint of an egocentric individual. If that person experiences enlightenment at ethnocentric, which means lover of your group, right? Then they will experience enlightenment from the level of that stage. If that person reaches world-centric, they will experience enlightenment at the world-centric perspective. And if a person experiences enlightenment at cosmocentric with a K, they will interpret enlightenment from that stage. So if Muhammad, what's so funny? You got jokes now?
Come on.
No,
come on. Come on.
Right? So here's the thing.
It's so hard for me to focus on this.
Why is it so hard?
Please.
Okay, let me just break it down again. There's these different levels. There's egocentric, ethnocentric, world-centric, and cosmocentric. Egocentric just means your ego, I, me. That's your ego. Ethnocentric means group. So that group could be your ethnicity, it could be your race, it could be your gender, it could be class, it could be creed.
All right, identity, ego. I understand.
Yeah, so the ego is ethnocentric, right? And then you have world-centric. World-centric just means world. It means everything in the world, right? So animals, it's not just human beings. It could be animals, it can be different species that would represent the world. And then cosmos.
So every being that has a soul, a God soul.
Yeah, that has a human being or outside or non-human beings that have a soul, because it depends on your belief that everything has a soul. I believe everything has a soul, right? But not everyone believes that, right? In my religion, we don't believe that. We believe that only human beings have a soul. They don't believe animals have a soul.
Okay.
Right, in my religion, right? But it's different depending on the religion that we're speaking of. And then cosmocentric means the entire universe, right? There's some human beings who are at the cosmocentric stage, right? If they have an experience of enlightenment at the cosmocentric stage, they realize that everything is God. It is possible, no offense to Prophet Muhammad, but it's possible that he wasn't at world or cosmic centric stages of development. It sounds like from what I read,
or less.
It sounds like he was at the ethnocentric stage.
Why do you think this? I'm curious.
Just based on the things that he said, his words and things that he talked about, and also when he talks about God as someone either that's in him or outside of him, right? That is not a world or cosmocentric stage of development.
And what is the cosmic stage sounds like?
Well, a cosmocentric stage, because you now at the cosmocentric stage, okay, let me just give you an example. If you're world-centric, you wouldn't eat meat, because at world-centric, you believe that, human beings, animals.
Hate meat. I already hate meat.
Well, yeah, but that's just one aspect, right? But a person at that stage wouldn't eat meat. A person at ethnocentric or egocentric stage would, because at egocentric stage is about me. So you may treat other people outside of yourself as not equal. As a group, whatever that group is, you may look at your group as being superior and everybody else outside the group is not being superior. At the world-centric stage, you would look at the world, anyone, as you said, any living creature, species, all that stuff as part of the same family, in a sense, right? And in the cosmocentric stage, you have a love for everything, the entire universe. It doesn't matter what planet it is. It doesn't matter the solar system. You have a thing for the entire universe. There are people who've attained enlightenment, and you can attain enlightenment at any stage of development. At the 4 stages that I've mentioned, you can attain enlightenment in any of those 4 stages. You could be at the egocentric stage, it could be at the ethnocentric stage, world-centric stage, or cosmocentric stage. But the higher the psychological stage, you're all for ego right now.
The ego. I think it will be for some
planet ego.
So was Jesus at the ego stage? Like, because he said he's the son of God. So like.
No.
You got to look at
100%.
You got to look at the examples of Jesus based on what was written.
He did not say I'm the son of God. People talk it like that.
I can't say if he said that or not, but based on what I've read, his interpretation was, I am God. People had to break that down to being the son of God because that was too much for people to handle.
Yeah.
Right.
They needed some.
So they say, "Oh, so you mean that you're the son of God?" He's like, "No, I'm God." Yeah. So you're saying you're the son of God, right? No, I'm God. So you're saying what we're hearing that you're the son of God, right? He's like, "Okay, you got me. I'm the son of God. Whatever."
He's got one more chance. If he doesn't say the right thing that we want him to say, we're gonna get him.
Yeah, so you're saying, let's get this right? Because we're writing this down for the future generations. So you're saying they're the son of God. It's like, no, I'm God. He's like, get him! Buddy, we're trying to save your life here. Trying to save you. Come on, let's go with it. Okay, the son of God. Okay, good. So Jesus is saying he's the son of God. Everyone goes wild, and right? So, yes, you got to go by the examples. You got to go by the examples based on the things that they said. It's the best that we can go on, right? To find if someone is egocentric and so, and the actions that they take. So one of the actions, when Jesus was talking to the woman of Samaria, the disciples came and says, "Why are you talking to that filthy whoremonger? She's not a Jew. Why are you talking to her? She's a Samaritan." Right? Obviously, the disciples were ethnocentric because they cared about their group. They said the Jews were more superior than the Samaritans. In Jesus' eyes, when he's talking to her, he's like, "No, that's not the way I see it." As long as that person's able to I don't know, give their heart to whatever, it doesn't matter if you're Samaritan or Jewish or whatever the case is. So in that standpoint, because that's just one aspect, it sounds like that he wasn't ethnocentric. But in other cases, he may have been ethnocentric. I just don't know. So it depends on what people say that we try to make we try to determine where that person's at. But if Muhammad never said I'm God, it doesn't mean that he didn't believe that. It could be because of the climate of the time. He couldn't say that. Just like how Jesus, people saying, well, Jesus said he's the son of God, when Jesus was probably saying, no, I'm God. And people's like, no, you're the son of God. Muhammad could have said at the moment of his enlightenment, he could have said, I am Allah. And then he said, shit, I better not say that. Let me backtrack a little bit. Let me word this differently. Right? So it's possible.
That's how it happened to Jesus. I'm not going down that road. Oh, my bad, sir.
That's all good.
There is a verse that it was here. It was like Allah.
I may have to cut this too because the Muslims will come and get me. I gotta be careful what I say here.
Yeah. Literally.
This is coming from the Son of God. This is not coming from God. This is coming from the Son of God.
No. It's from a God standpoint. He literally, I think what and what I believe. Who he loves the most is the people who are honestly trying to understand and be there and constantly be there. Those are the people the most really the in the higher, I don't know, realms, or how you call that.
The higher realms?
Yeah.
Who in the higher realms? The people who what?
The people who honestly believe their higher self. They're honestly trying to understand. They're honestly wanting to understand, not just for the sake of resisting, just to resist it, just because I'm right, because I know. No, actually, when I feel that maybe this person is right, maybe I need to,
well, but my point is when a person has a direct experience, especially at the highest psychological level that person can be at, there is no need to try to struggle to know the truth, because you realize that you are the truth.
I'm struggling to know the truth. Come on.
Right. I'm assuming though that awakening hasn't happened yet. So of course you're struggling to know the truth. That's what you're supposed to do. What I'm saying, at the moment of enlightenment, that goes away.
Nobody that I know has, combined religion with today's kind of enlightenments,
We mean combine religion with today's kind of enlightenment. What's today's kind of enlightenment? Enlightenment's been the same.
Today's kind of enlightenment, I know it's the same thing. I know.
This is for Nathan. We just want to make
sure
updated
it. Follow. It's on Apple. You gotta go to the Apple store. It's updated. Don't worry about it. No, I'm just fucking around. It's Enlightenment 2.0. It's the Apple. You gotta go to the Apple store. It's there. Don't worry.
What does that mean? You gotta go to the Apple store.
I'm just trying to make a joke.
What was the joke?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Don't worry. I'm gonna make you shine. I'll make sure I cut it. Okay. But what else is on your mind that's like that you're struggling with, that I can
a lot.
Go for it.
A lot.
Whatever I can't say.
I cannot put it in words. Cannot put it in words. What I see every day with myself, what I see, what I think, how I think I am connecting telepathically with my guides, whatever are those. I literally I'm trusting.
You have guides?
I don't know how it's called guides. I don't know if my religion accepts that. I did not search about that yet, but I feel it. I literally feel the goosebumps when something is good. When it's not good, it's even I don't know how to experience that, to express that.
But you see what us humans do, and then we interpret it as spiritual guides. From an enlightenment standpoint, none of these things exist. But the ideas of them exist within the manifestation.
Yeah, for me, it does exist. Those stuff. And I think, all right, what I realize from what you say and what I get from what you're explaining and all your story is God is everything, right? God is everything, including
Absolutely
everything.
Everything, including your
right?
spiritual guides. Sure.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
But I agree with all what you're saying, word by word, letter by letter, all what you say.
Letter by letter. Okay.
Letter by
a lot
letter.
Of letters.
I mean
a lot of letters.
I mean it.
I know. I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah. The thing that it just doesn't align with me, and I cannot accept it. I strongly, subconsciously, unconsciously, all my being, like not refuse it, like resist it. Is if yes, the source of God is in everything. Yes, but like it's not those. It's not, the power is not equal.
I never said it. I never said this stuff was equal.
That's the thing that really mess with my entire being.
But give me an example of that when you say equal. I didn't say anything was equal. I said everything is the same thing.
Well, it's not you. It's when I'm searching about monism. It's a serious stuff for me, because what I'm taught.
What do you know about what do you know about monism that you can repeat here? What do you know about absolute monism? Because monism and absolute monism are two different things.
So I believe that non-duality, as you're explaining, non-duality is not absolute monism. You know, non-duality.
Well, no. Monism includes non-duality, but non-duality isn't necessarily monism. But it depends who you talk to. Because if you talk about the tradition that I'm a part of, Advaita Vedanta, when they talk about what this thing is, the people in the West breaks that down as non-duality, right? Because the people in the West is what they can understand. So they say, oh, it's a non-dual philosophy, right? Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is that's not necessarily the case. Advaita Vedanta is talking about absolute monism, right? It includes non-duality, but they're talking about absolute monism. But most people don't understand what absolute monism is. So they say, oh, it's a non-dual tradition.
No, I understand it. I think I'm starting to understand it. I'm understanding absolute monism includes literally everything.
Yeah, it includes
literally
everything.
Yeah. Everything. I understand. But
non-duality doesn't include necessarily include everything.
I understand that non-duality is something, and monism is something, and absolute monism includes non-duality, includes monism,
includes duality, it includes
everything,
absolutely everything. But it includes everything as everything that is happening in and out of existence is of one source.
I understand.
Yeah.
Just the thing.
Non-duality means two without a second. I don't know why my mind goes. It means no distinction between two things. That's what non-duality is. There's no distinction between me and other. There's no distinction between. So you see the difference? So non-duality means no distinction. Absolute monism means everything is of the same divine source, or of the same divine substance. So these are two different things, but within the same substance, there is no distinction between two things. So this is where it gets tricky when Westerners try to interpret Advaita Vedanta as non-duality.
Is it kind of like the in the Matrix, like binary code, like 0 1 1 0, like they don't see the difference between 0 and 1? It's just the same thing.
That would be closer to non-duality, because when you talk about binary codes, it includes zeros and ones.
See, I know my shit. I know some things.
I know, eh?
Right,
You're a smart Scotian. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you these things. Right? But with absolute monism, everything's of the same source. But in non-duality, there's no difference between the soul and the spirit.
Monism is actually monotheism. It's the same thing.
Well, in a sense, because in monotheism, it's saying that there's no other God outside of God, right? In absolute monism, there can't be anything outside of God, because God is everything. It's just a little small difference in regards to that little thing.
I see that monotheism, they just added some they added some they added some specific detail, which is, it's like a detail which is, there isn't anything that is out of God.
They're going with the argument that there's other religions that look at God as a polytheist, as polytheism, that there are many gods, right? So with monotheism, they're saying there aren't many gods. There's no God outside of, there's no other gods outside of God. So you see how it gets a little tricky here? Because they're saying that there aren't other bunch of gods. There's only one God, right? The polytheism are saying, no, there are, well, in polytheism, they're saying the same thing. It's just it's a different interpretation. They're saying there are many gods, but they're not saying it's many gods. They're saying it's one God.
Who are these many gods? What they mean?
Hold on,
they mean
hold
the
on.
gurus?
Hold on. Let me finish. Right? In polytheism, depending on the tradition that we're talking about, or the religion that we're talking about, they're saying no. There's only one God, but God is broken up into many different aspects or many different facets because one God cannot be comprehended. So they break it up in different parts and call them gods or demigods, and saying all the gods together makes up the one God. It just depends on who you're talking to. But people outside of polytheism don't understand that. They think that there are people out there that worship many gods, right? But when you talk to them, they're like, no, we don't worship many gods. We're worshiping many gods that builds up the one aspect. We're worshiping the many facets of the one God.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like, you know, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know the Power Rangers?
And they come together and they make them one. That's a good example. Yeah. So the different Power Rangers makes up the one.
You don't have. Why they make it hard? Oh my man, I'm judging.
But you got to remember though, if God is absolutely everything, it can't be easy.
I know.
It's got to be the most comprehensive.
I know.
It's got to be so hard to comprehend.
Look, they're all sold separately. You got to buy them all.
You got to buy them all. Let's put them together. Go Power Rangers, right? You're right.
Power Rangers, yeah. Right. No, right? But why they had to worship or find gods, parts of God.
But you have to remember though, from their standpoint, there's no way when you're talking about God you can cover all of that. So they break them up. They're taking the one God and showing the complexity.
It's logical.
They're just taking the one God and breaking up all the different parts.
Ego, we cannot. We will always see stuff separate. We cannot see it as one. This that's what I'm talking about.
You can see it as one at the moment of enlightenment. At the moment of enlightenment, you can see all of that. But there's nothing to see because there's nothing outside of you.
But what God says, what I believe, what He says Himself, it's about our. I swear, it's our. I think we are really in a case because of what we are taught, how we're programmed, and what I cannot go outside of that. Like there is some limits for me. It's just
you see the difference though, because as I'm talking about this, I can comprehend the one God. I can comprehend the multiple gods that makes up the one God. I can comprehend the three in one.
No, I can comprehend those. I can comprehend those as well.
Yeah, but can you accept it? Now. Can you accept it? Like my heart does not burn when I think about the three of them. I just look at it as three different interpretations as I'm talking about the same thing.
I get so triggered. Triggered.
There's no trigger for me whatsoever. I just talk
there
about
is
because I understand all perspectives of the different interpretations of God. I understand all of them.
I know,
but I never tried to understand all of them. That happened at an awakening.
But as me, that I truly believe in those verses and in those stuff, it affects how I believe it. It affects how I see it. So
what I'm saying is, at the moment of an awakening, that changes. That's it.
I know, but I know some people who are awakened.
That doesn't mean they're awakened. It just means that they're at a higher level of consciousness. Not the same thing I'm talking about here. All right, just because someone's at a higher level of consciousness doesn't mean they're awakened. It just means they have a higher level of consciousness.
But you cannot assume if people are not realizing their God, it means they're not awakened.
Let me throw this analogy at you. If I'm talking to a group of kids, right, and I know you're from Morocco and everything like that, so your culture is going to be different than ours. But if I'm talking to a group of kids and they say Santa Claus is real, I know what level they're at. Because they really believe that Santa Claus is real. It's the same thing when it comes to awakened beings. If I'm talking to another person who says that they're whatever, when I talk to them and hang out with them, I know that they're not awake because they still have the belief that Santa Claus is real. It's the same kind of idea. So yes, people who are awakened can tell if certain people aren't awake.
Yeah.
Right? People, they can do this because just like with kids, right? If I'm talking to, I had kids who argued with me, Santa Claus is real. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm like, kids, Santa Claus is not real. You don't know. My parents told me that Santa Claus is real. You can't tell me that Santa Claus is not real. I know it's real. You know that the kid is not stuck, but that kid is at a lower stage of psychological development. And the kid is supposed to be at that level of psychological development. But as time goes on, as that kid gets older and becomes more mature, that will change naturally. It's the same thing when it comes to all this. So there's people who say, oh, I'm awakened. I can listen to them and say, well, you may have a higher level of consciousness, but that's not awakening. We're talking about two different things here. Right? When we're talking about spiritual awakening, we're talking about people who are spiritual. We're talking about two different things here.
Two different things.
Well, it's all the same thing within the ultimate shore, but we're talking about individuals here with relative thinking or relative minds, right? And that's from that standpoint, we're talking about two different things. We're not talking about the same thing. When people talk about spirituality and I talk about spiritual enlightenment, we're not talking about the same thing. We're talking about two different things here. Spiritual enlightenment is not spirituality. Spirituality is included in the spiritual enlightenment. Right, but that's hard for the average person to take in and accept. But we're not talking about doing. Someone says I'm spiritual. It's not what I'm talking about. When someone says I'm religious, I'm religious. It's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, but what I'm talking about includes those things, but it's not what I'm talking about.
Just one question.
Yeah.
To my understanding, where I am, that you don't consider me as enlightened. You consider me as someone who is taught.
No, I do consider you as
with
enlightened.
those beliefs. No.
I do consider you as enlightened. Everyone is enlightened. I'm just saying most people haven't woken up to the fact that they're enlightened.
It's okay. I can handle the hurt.
I'm not trying to be nice.
I will not
everyone's enlightened, but you're choosing to fall asleep. That's all I'm saying. Nathan's enlightened. I hate to say it, but he is. He's just choosing to fall asleep.
Shining.
Just shining, right? And that's fine because that's God's will. That's what God is doing. That's what God's trying to do.
Yeah, I believe that.
Right?
It's God's will. It's God's will.
But God's will is your will.
That.
Remember, I'm preaching.
I'm preaching
absolute monism. God's will is your will because it's exactly the same thing.
I know I embody this, and God's will is my will, but I don't think it's the same kind of power. This is. It's not the same kind of power.
What is power, though? What is power? What power? What kind of power are you referring to here?
I'm referring to all all that we talked about last week in when I asked you about I asked you like about you told me like an answer I remembered like God is sleep, is humor, is anger, is sadness, is all of that, and all the characteristics of a human being at the same time at the now, that he knows only what he knows is the now, and I think he's more than that. And you told me that
of course he's more than that. I'm not saying what I'm saying is complete. It's more than that, way more than that. There's no way I can convey that in words. Right. Yes. So at the moment of enlightenment, all that is apparent to you, is what I'm saying.
Right. I believe that. Yeah. I believe it.
Right. It doesn't matter where I stop, because when you say more than that, I'm saying yes, it's way more than that.
Way more than that.
Right. But I'm saying is you get all that at the moment of enlightenment. That becomes totally clear to you at the moment of enlightenment, how broad this thing is.
I believe.
Right? It cannot be spoken about in any language.
In words. I believe that. I truly believe that. I truly validate like what you had, and that I believe it. Just the thing is, always there is a but in the just, you know. The thing for me
is like, you guys have buses in Morocco? That's what he's saying in his mind right now. I can feel it.
Let me finish, please. I will forget. I will forget.
Nathan, bad boy.
No, I forgot. You lost me.
That's just me projecting.
You lost me.
I know that's what Nathan was thinking.
You told me.
You asshole.
No.
So you told me that what you think the purpose of us human beings or beings on earth, that the purpose is us. We are sent here to become God, to experience all that is, to experience that, to become God. So when we are enlightened, we know that we are God.
Right? Everything that a human being does, that's part of the plan. whether a human wakes up or not.
Yes, I agree.
Right?
I agree. I
Okay.
agree. I agree. I agree. Just you told I want to understand. Maybe we're on the same page. Just I did not understand. You told me like I think the purpose of us human beings, we need to experience what we need to experience, what God wants us to experience in order to become like God, to have God's characteristics fully. All what He has as characteristics, we will become that. We will become like Him, like like.
What do you mean like Him? You are Him.
I am Him, but not all
Nathan's
the
finally got something to say. He's just
I believe that I am an extension of Him.
See what you just said, that we're an
I'm
extension
not a feminist.
of Him? That's true too.
It's okay with patriarchy. It's okay.
That's true. That's true too. There's no argument there. We are also an extension of Him, right? Remember what I'm saying? God is everything. It includes everything.
I am God. I am God. It includes everything. I am God. I am an extension. I cannot imagine.
Yeah, you're a piece of God. All of that, but you're also your whole entire being of who you are is also God.
You're a piece of God.
Yeah. I'm a piece of God.
Wait, did that sound dirty?
You're
a piece of God?
It just sounded funny.
It doesn't sound dirty to me.
You're a piece of God. Accept it.
It's funny if God said I'm taking peace. That would probably be dirty.
I'm a piece of God. No, it's not.
I'm a piece.
It's not. I cannot see it.
I'm a piece for God. That would be dirty.
I'm a piece of God. It's not about the words. It is.
I don't know. Nathan's replacing God for ass. I'm just a piece of ass. That's what he's doing. I don't even know how you got there.
And God is hurt because Nathan is thinking like that.
Yeah, but Nathan is God, so
yeah,
he's in the clear.
Oh my God! My mind.
So this is tricky for a lot of people, but this is clear as day, and that's the hard part trying to convey to people. It's so clear.
It's clear for me. It's clear for me, but when I start to communicate,
but it's not clear for Nathan.
I cannot express.
My bad, Nathan. I don't know why I'm doing this to the Scotian. I love Scotian people. They've never done anything wrong to me.
I love a liar.
Well, Scotian girl cheated on me once, but other than that, they've never done anything to me.
So
you guys are good people.
Yeah.
I gotta come to Morocco one day.
Yeah.
Can we crash by your place if we come to visit?
It's nice, like
She ignored that. She just like she acted like like that's a no. That's
hey, come over. We'll cook chicken on Thursday. I don't know.
I did not.
You come to Morocco. You just ignored it. Like
I did not.
I got the cultural. I
did
the
not.
Cultural snub right there is like no, you cannot. Niggas, you're staying in a hotel.
I will take you to a hotel and to that like.
Now you gotta come and hide, eh? Come see us, eh? Yeah, I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. So we know the code, right, Nathan? So we gotta stay in the hotel at Airbnb. She'll come and check us in secret.
If I don't turn my phone off, then you'll be lucky.
If you don't turn your phone off.
Yeah,
you better have your phone on. But we're gonna let you know. Say, yo, we're gonna be in Morocco on this day. We're staying at this hotel or this Airbnb. Come check us. Since we can't come to your neighborhood, you got to come to ours, right? So I don't want you to get executed, right?
No, you'll come.
So like, I know the code. That was the inside joke from the last thing that we said on WhatsApp. I'm not trying to be ignorant. It's actually a joke she cracked in WhatsApp.
I would look like when you are in Morocco, he thinks he's God. You know,
you're gonna try to get me killed? No, we're not. No. You better be pointing to Nathan when you say that.
Who? What?
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden Nathan's the guy. It's like, yo, get him. That's the guy who thinks he's God. You mean the son of God? No. He thinks he's God. That'll be cool. Yeah, we gotta come to Morocco one day.
No, you're honestly most welcome. It's like it's really beautiful. It's cheap.
You just said we're most welcome under your breath. Yeah, you're most welcome. And you just
most welcome. Yeah, I know. Like,
I understand the code. I understand. I don't think we're welcome,
God,
Nathan.
make him forget. Please, God, make him forget about this topic.
What's the code?
We will at least convert to Islam before we come to Morocco, just to make it safe for you.
That's a must.
Muslim? You gotta be Muslim to come to Morocco?
I'm just cracking jokes. I don't know if that's the case, Nathan.
Morocco is the most Arab country that, like, our economy is based on tourism. So
we have to come over there. We're saving their country by coming over.
You're saving the country. So please, I'm begging.
You're begging us to come. You know, we're saving the economy by coming over, Nathan. Trust me.
I'm gonna get it.
I buy one bag of chips and the country's saved.
Oh, just take one bus fare ride, and just like
and we save the economy. It's like, oh, he's the jolly good fellow. He's the jolly good fellow. They'll have us on their shoulders. It's like, it'll be great. I'm telling you, I can't wait to come over.
Give someone like $1 tip. I'm rich.
Oh man, we have money to spend over in Morocco. Trust me, we got you, girl. We got you. We will not leave your country in shambles.
Someone becomes the president over a $1 tip.
Guy,
I can run for office.
Guy, one of us. I think we would be fighting for president. There can only be one. I want to be the president of Morocco. And start preaching non-duality and absolute monism in Morocco. I'm telling you, and they'll have me assassinated, and I will be a fucking hero.
You don't want to.
And I'll win.
This is the physical body. I can drop this. There's no attachment.
No.
I can get rid of this. I can start fresh. I'm God. I can start fresh. I don't need this.
You just.
Are you Mario? And
I'll be president of Morocco for a day. So what? I'll be a hero.
Why are you still in the? Why are you?
I'll wipe out Islam and start a Vita Vedanta in Morocco. No one's ever done this in the history of Morocco.
You got a point.
I'm so dead.
You got a point. You got a point.
Good thing we only have 5 viewers, because boy, I don't know how we're gonna.
They will praise you if you come with this on a new ideology.
Yeah, I'd get wiped out real quick. Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet.
They will praise you. You know what?
They would praise me because I delivered them from bondage, eh?
Literally, because the people who are executed, the people who are literally sent to their graves are the Sufis, or are the
Sufis? I'd be the equivalent of the Sufi. So I have to die. I will die for your country. I'll do this. You know what, Nathan? Let's go over. You can watch me die for their country. Learn from me. Say, Nathan, I'm doing this for North America. I think I'm willing to do this. I think I can do this. I can do this.
I imagine.
I lived 50 years of my life. I don't need to get to 51. I'm good. Let's go over to Morocco. I'll take a bullet from Morocco.
Oh shit!
This is what it's going to take to deliver them from bondage. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. Let's do it, Nathan. I need a witness. Someone's got to write my book. I need you, Nathan. You got to come. Someone's got to write my book. I want you to do this. You got to carry the torch, my friend. Shayma, are you with me? I need you to set this up.
Would you?
I need you to send us a one-way plane ticket.
A
one-way. I can't come back. I'm going to be assassinated in Morocco. I don't need to come back. So a one-way plane ticket, and I'm there. Let's do this. You got to purchase a ticket, though. You have to make a sacrifice too. Right? You have to make the sacrifice too, Shayma. So you got to buy the ticket.
I will not find you a ticket one way unless you bring Nathan.
Okay. If I send you $1, if I send you a Canadian dollar, you can buy how many tickets? How much? Tell me. By me sending you $1, I save the economy. So I'll send you the $1. You change that to Morocco funds and you buy us the plane ticket.
Such a fucking asshole.
I don't even know what the exchange rate is over in Morocco. I know our dollar's higher. I know our dollar's better. It has to be. The dollar has to be better. I'll come and I'll save Morocco and I'll change the religion to Advaita Vedanta. I'll do this all in the day before I get shot. Right? Nathan's got to be there to see it because he's got to write the book. Right? But you're going down too for buying those plane tickets.
Shut the fuck
I'm not laughing.
You're not laughing? Oh shit, Nathan! None of this happened. Let's get rid of all that crap that I just said. Let's get back to this. You're not even laughing at this point? What the fuck? You said you laugh at trauma and whatever, and you're not laughing at...
I need to laugh, you know. I am, you know, the guest, you know. It's about me. It's not about it.
Okay.
Right?
No one will ever know that you were part of this. No one will ever know. Right? I take the bullet. You act like you didn't know me. Right? Nathan will write the book and we'll make sure that you're not mentioned. The reason why I want you mentioned, because I want you to be a part of this. I want you to be a part of history here. But if you don't want to be a part of it, I know you're going to want a piece of this like 20 years down the line when I'm gone, when this thing gets huge, that Morgan from Jamaica came over to Morocco and saved the economy and changed the religion and got shot in the same day while being president. Do you guys even have a president or a prime minister? How does this work?
It's not big enough.
It's not big enough for a
We
president.
have a king.
You have a king. Oh, shit. How can I become king? King. She froze.
Said like $20.
We have a king.
Yeah, you know what? I throw in an
Oh
extra
my
dollar. I
God.
can become king. I got this. I got this.
Crown and the scepter.
I'm
$20.
sure I'm richer. I'm sure I'm richer than the king of Morocco from my Canadian standpoint. Right, with my Canadian dollar, my dollar's so rich.
I guess
I could buy your king. I know. Where do you want to go with this, Morocco? Yeah, I said a lot of what I said was just totally, that was egocentric, that was ethnocentric of me.
It's nor.
Huh?
It's the ego. It's the ego part, right?
It's the group. Ego's the first. Is the self, and then the ethnocentric is the group. But I'm saying like my dollar's better than your dollar. Like I said, all that stuff. That's ethnocentric.
Yeah.
It is better than your dollar though.
Morgan is gonna get like a bullet in the mail eventually.
I'm gonna be the new king of Morocco. What the hell am I talking about? Like, are you serious, Morgan? What's wrong with you? At least try to live 10 more years. Like, were you serious, bro? Get a bullet in the mail. They even threw email, an e-bullet. As soon as I opened up the email, I didn't even know you guys had that technology. And I'm just done.
Shut the fuck. Oh.
Man.
Oh.
King of Morocco.
Oh,
in one day. Everything died in one day. Yeah. So sorry, Shayma, are you still with us?
Yeah, she's there. She's
no, I zone out. I zone out when I need to.
Are you zooming out because you're tired, or you just don't think this is funny?
No, I zone out when I'm traumatized. You are traumatizing me right now.
Are you serious? Oh shit.
I'm getting back at you.
Yeah, I meant no harm.
You deserve it. You know?
I'm just trying to be funny. I don't know what I mean. I don't want to come to Morocco and change
No, really. I'm like that all the time.
My dollar ain't
like
gonna do shit over in your country.
I'm like that all the time.
$1.50 though?
$1.50
would change the world. My
$1.50 would save me. Would save me
you,
and
huh?
my kids and my grandkids.
Hold on a sec. All I gotta do is send you $1.50 and you're taken care of. You're good. I can do that. I'll send you $10. No, really. How much is $1.50 in Morocco? That's what I'll send. I'll if you can accept e-transfer, I'll send it to you.
$1.50 is
What's $1.50 over in Morocco?
It's $15.
It's $15. If I send you $1.50, it's $15 in Morocco.
It's 15. It gets you a coffee. It gets you a coffee.
Holy shit! How expensive is a coffee over there?
Probably $5.
Damn.
Not $5. It's not $5. It's 1.5. You can get $1. You can get $1. $1.
$1. You should have said $1. You're definitely from Morocco. $1.
1 minute.
$15.
I thought you meant like buck, like an actual animal, like just $1.
$1?
Yeah, buck.
That joke didn't hit.
That was funny. Whatever. That was funny. $1. That was hilarious.
That didn't work.
That's all good. That's all good. So if I send Shayma $1.50, she gets $15 in Morocco.
Yeah.
Huh.
A millionaire.
You know how you can make money off my stuff? I sent you energy for free. All you got to do is duplicate that and send that out to everyone in Morocco.
They will execute me sending
Oh yeah, they'll get rid of you. That's for sure. But I'll be alive. That's what's important, right?
Yeah, that's what important. No, yeah, exactly.
That's what's
The
important. As long as I
life.
live. Right? Yeah, that's true. They'll definitely get rid of it. So, but you know what's really cool? You're probably the first person that's using energy in Morocco.
Yeah.
This is really, really exciting. Like in 15 years, you're gonna change all of Morocco with my technology, with your big brain. You're gonna change Morocco for the better.
Oh
Not that anything's wrong with Morocco now, but just like even better.
No.
I heard a lot of great things about Morocco.
There's some stuff going with Morocco.
What's happening in Morocco? Bad stuff?
No, Morocco is perfect. It's
Morocco's I've heard a lot of great things about Morocco. I want to come over there for real.
No.
But I want to live longer than a day. Like I want to go there. I want to go there for a good whole 2 weeks, and I want to come back home safely. All right. So if you can do that for me, I'm coming over to Morocco.
No, but true. No.
And if you have to come visit me in secret, I understand. You can do that.
God, seriously.
We can meditate together. We can both do energy with a double jack, whatever. Both do energy together, have the experience of oneness together, and head back to Canada.
Got elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm so gone. Yeah. The moment we meditate together and I change Morocco, just with our thoughts, it's over.
If I was president.
It's over. Yeah, thought it was president. All right. But we have to find it. But you know what? We don't need to come to Morocco. We actually did meditate together. Remember the time when we did the session with the meditation program? We all meditated together. So we actually already did this. Morocco's changing as we speak.
Exactly.
Yeah, Morocco's changing. We need to do it again someday, right? Because I really want to I don't want to just change Morocco. I want to change all 50. How many countries in Africa? Is it over 50?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Where am I getting 50 from? I think I'm mixing up with the 50 states in America. I don't even know how many countries are in Africa. I want to change all of Africa.
That's like 100.
Like 100?
I'm probably like 70 or something.
Google it. Just Google it. Google it.
Africa. I don't think they need the ethnicity. I don't think they need that kind of stuff. They would literally. They need food. They need what to eat.
Yeah. They'll get food and everything, but we just do one meditation to change to help all of Africa. They'll get food. They'll get everything. They'll get schools. They'll get cities. They'll get pavement. That's it. That's an important one.
I thought Akon was doing all that stuff.
Yeah, Akon's doing that in he's building the Akon city right now. Right. I can take it the Akon city, but I can take it a step further. Is it an Akon city or Akon town? What is it?
I have no idea.
Akon region. I think it's the Akon city. Yeah, Akon city. Yeah, he's doing that right now as we speak, which is absolutely amazing. But what I'm talking about is bringing everyone's consciousness to a higher level. We don't even have to bring them to awakening, just to a higher level. That's it. All the other stuff is going to come. It'll be incredible. By the time I'm done, people will be cheering my name in African, whatever that is. Morgan. It's Morgan. I said Morgan. It'll be amazing.
Morgan.
Do you think you live till you see that?
I don't know if I'll live to see that, but as long as it happens, right? As long as you're alive to see the works, to see my works. That's some egocentric shit right there. See, that's egocentric.
How many countries in Africa?
Look, he's still working on that. Come on, bro. You should have told me that 5 minutes ago.
Look, all right.
How many countries in Africa?
54.
Oh, I was close. 54 countries in Africa. I was very close. And 54 and 4. You add that together, that's 9, and 9 is the number of God. I've been trying to tell people that Africa is a God country. White people don't want to believe me.
Yeah, but like white people divided up the countries.
So well, that's why it's called Africa. Africa means separation.
Oh,
that is the fall.
It means to separate.
That is the fall. That is the fall. That is the fall of religion. That is the fall of Islam. Then Europe started to colonize Northern Africa. It was going like the Islam was coming from Saudi Arabia, from the Middle East, coming to Morocco. Morocco had only Amazigh people. We were Berbers. We were not Arabs. Morocco is not an Arab country.
Yeah.
Arab
it's not, eh?
Are only in the Gulf. Arab countries are only in the Gulf. Are only in the Gulf area, the Middle East, the Saudi Arabia, the Iraq, Palestine, Egypt. That was Arab. That was Arab origins, but those were Arabs at first. You know, Morocco and North Africa. We were Amazigh people. We were not speaking Arabic. We were speaking the native language, which is Amazigh. It is not Arabic. It is not Arabic. They came.
You're blowing Nathan's mind right now. Nathan cannot handle.
I've learned this in school, you asshole. Shut up.
Really? Come on. Did you?
I did. I wrote a paper on this.
You went to Central Tech?
U of T, you asshole.
This guy's talking about you went to U of T. You took a program, a course at U of T. You're not like a U of T student. Like, shut up.
I learned this in African studies.
Taking like a mini course at U of T, and he thinks he's attending U of T. Like,
this is what I wanted to drop on. This is what I wanted to say earlier, but I couldn't get my shit out. So
okay, what is it now?
Sharma, please continue. But I already know this.
Check this guy. He knows this. Okay, Nathan, continue.
Okay, sorry.
Continue from what Shayma said. Continue, my friend.
Shayma. Did I call you shawarma?
You just called her. You just called her food.
You said you needed food. I was thinking about food. I don't know. Yeah,
this guy's a joker.
Chicken shawarma. You know, chicken shawarma. Did you even taste? Did you ever taste it?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. He has. We have that here.
Cool.
Watered down version of it, but we have it here.
Do you guys eat meat?
I don't eat meat.
I do.
Yeah, I don't eat any meat. No fish, no dairy. I don't eat any of those things.
Oh, that judgment! I just saw the 2 second like. This guy.
Yeah. You felt it. Yeah, and you. I don't care if people eat meat, but I don't do it.
Oh.
And I imagine Nathan going with what you have there, McDonald's. What do you have there that serve meat?
I don't eat that anymore.
Yeah, the last time you ate McDonald's was like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't eat that shit anymore. That's yesterday's food.
You know.
Are you a vegetarian or a vegan, Shayma?
I'm vegan. No, I'm not.
You're not vegan?
Mm-mm.
So what are you here judging Nathan for? I don't get it. Like, you look like you're just judging. I told you that Nathan doesn't follow the path. I told you that. He didn't believe me.
Out of pleasure.
Nathan just likes hanging out with us, but he has nothing to do with this. Like, he just likes to hang out with us.
You called me.
He's a guru. He's a guru junkie. He's a guru groupie. That's what he does. That's what he.
Guru groupie? I am the guru. I'm the light skin guru. What are you talking about? Fucking come on, man.
He tries to hang out with spiritual teachers and spiritual seekers and all that stuff because he thinks it's cool, but he doesn't know shit about any of this stuff. Just like if you ask a comedy groupie, she doesn't know shit about comedy.
Do I know shit about comedy? I don't.
No, I'm just talking about comedy groupies. I don't know what you are.
Do I know shit about anything?
Yeah, all I know that you're gonna accept my dollar. That I know.
That for sure.
Yeah, that's why you're still here, because you're offended by everything I said, but you're friending me up because you want that $15.
Exactly. No, but I won't accept it unless it's 1.5.
Say it again. If it's what?
I won't accept your dollar unless if it's 1.5.
Oh, like a 150.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can send you 150. You want it e-transfer for that? Do you do e-transfer?
Then I'm here in Oreo videos. I'm here. I'm your whatever you want. I'll be better than Nathan. Whatever it is.
Sorry, you what?
I'll take.
You said what?
For $1.50.
Did I hear naked Nathan? Did I just hear?
Yes, he did hear that.
For that, I'll send you $10. We're good. For $10, I better see the G-spot.
Yeah.
In Morocco, I'm rich, Nathan. I'm rich, bitch. I tell you, I'm king of Morocco.
Oh my God.
Personal view of the G-spot. That's a direct experience right there.
Jesus Christ.
The God spot.
You
know she wants to laugh. You know she wants to laugh.
I will not.
Everything is done in a spiritual setting. I don't even believe in doing anything recreational.
That is not a joke. That is not a joke.
It's not a joke at all. You're so right. It's not a joke at all.
It's not a joke. They're a joke.
Right.
And
Nathan took like a psychedelic and went and saw Black Panther. Like I don't know what he was up to on that one. So he has a whole view of Black Panther that no one's ever experienced before.
Just 1 minute.
Like when this nigga saw Wakanda, like the real thing.
Honestly, I kind of when it hit, I kind of freaked out a little bit.
Of course you freaked out. You saw Wakanda for what it really is.
No, but when it hit, there was a specific scene where what's his name? Black Panther's girlfriend. I can't remember her name. Leongo. I can't remember the actor's name. When she came on screen, it was like, oh my God, I couldn't handle it. I had to like take a breather for like 2 seconds.
Oh, for real, eh? It was mind blowing, eh?
I felt bad because I paid $20, so I'm like, all right, I gotta stay through this. So I got a sip of water. I tried to, anyways. I just got a cup. I didn't get any water. I just went back into the theater, and I sat down. I was totally fine. I just needed some air. But it was after that. It was like coolest ass. It was a great movie, and my heart was open. My mind was just blown. I was just like, oh my God! I felt all these magical emotions. Like I guess. It was,
I'm just looking through Shayma's house. I can't believe my $1.50 paying the rent over there. This looks amazing in there. This is gonna be amazing to know what my $1.50 can do. I'm just looking at your place. I was like, damn.
Man, I'm trying to open up my shit and
I'm just thinking about my investment.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care, Nathan. I'm telling you.
I know, huh?
He doesn't care. I care. Tell me. He doesn't care.
He's trying to open up. He's trying to open up over there. But I'm looking at your place like, yo, yeah, my $1.50 can keep you in that chamber for like a good extra 12 months?
Maybe you
get to fulfill your whole lease.
What's the severance pay or something? Like
my $1.50 is gonna do her justice. Yeah, I'll be your Canadian sugar daddy. Send her $10. Send her $1.50 every month. She'd be richer than all her friends. You know, if I send you a $1.50 every month, your friends you're gonna become a target. They're gonna be so rich over there. Yeah, you gotta make sure you can't tell anybody about the $1.50 because that shit will blow their minds. Yeah, go on, Nathan. Go on, Nathan, with your story there. Your little story.
Shut up, man. So anyways, took mushrooms, had a trip. I struggled to left the theater, walked home, and I bought some M&Ms to eat. But I felt so like maybe I should give it away.
You're on shrooms. How did you know you walked home?
I know because I wasn't that high. I wasn't like I only took like maybe like 1.5 grams or something. I didn't take that much. Yeah,
that's a pussy amount. What do you mean? 1.5 grams? That's what you're going with?
That's enough.
That's gram and a half? What is that?
I don't even take that much. That's all I really needed.
1.5 grams. No wonder he's okay.
I wasn't trying to trip balls in a movie theater. Come on, man.
I feel you.
I don't lose my shit. But it was an experience.
How does this being look?
How's the what?
Those beings of other dimensions look.
Well, one that Nathan knows about, the one that I'll try to explain, it's a being. You may have heard that. I may have said it in one of the episodes already, where there's a being like the size of the CN Tower, and it had dreadlocks, and within the dreadlocks, it had eyes coming all the way down each lock, and the face and the entire body were made up of thousands and thousands and thousands of other beings, and they had their arms crossed. Each of these beings had their arms crossed, and they were singing. They were singing a tone like all together in unison. The arms also had beings that made up the arms, but the arms were made up like tree branches, because the locks that came out of his head was like tree branches, and then the arms were also made up of tree branches, but they were intertwined into arms, and each branch had beings within that as well, as it intertwined with each other, making up the 2 arms. Down through its body, its torso, all the way down to the stomach, down to the hips, all made up of beings singing the same tune, and in the legs were like the roots of the tree. And the roots, each root was intertwined with each other that made up 2 legs. And each root, of course, also had beings within it as they're singing the awe sound. And they were intertwined. This being was sitting in a lotus pose, and it had his arms, his hands, and it was doing a mudra, resting on his knees. and the being was just made up of music, as each of these beings, remember, is made up of thousands and thousands of beings with eyes coming out through the locks as it's sitting there, and its presence is all in music as it sings. All these beings singing in unison. And when it saw me,
it doesn't do anything else except
it was meditating. It was just meditating as everything about it was singing. So when I appeared in front of it, it saw me, it looked down at me in curiosity, and I looked up at it, and I burst out into tears, and my tears came down my face. And as it came down my face, it hit the ground. My whole body dissolved like water into the ground, and then I came out of the experience.
How did you come out of the experience? Just when that
I came out. This experience was over. The DMT was finished.
How?
Well, you're only under DMT for like 18 minutes.
How much time?
About 18 minutes. It's very short.
18.
Yeah, about 18 minutes. So 18 minutes was
and
up.
how does it feel? How does it feel when you're in it? It feels 18 minutes, or it feels eternity?
It can feel like an eternity.
Mm.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. Mind-blowing. Absolutely incredible. I came out of the experience. I started crying and screaming and yelling and laughing. I ran down the street and I threw myself on the ground and cried for an hour.
That's beautiful.
It was absolutely beautiful. A lot of people were there to witness it. I wasn't the only one. There was tons of people there that saw it, that witnessed that event. Outside of awakening was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
But you told me 150 times that you tried DMT. This experience was the last, was the first, which one?
That was the second time I've ever done it.
Mm.
Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, heart-blowing. Was just, this happened before I met Nathan. This happened in 2010. August of 2010. Sorry, August of 2012.